Hey, what's up guys? So yes, J-Wink here with the final review in the actual original Star Wars saga. Well, from what we previously knew was the Star Wars saga, and it was the third movie in the trilogy, in the original trilogy, back in 1983, and the final film of the Star Wars saga, if you were going chronological order or machete order, whichever you prefer, you know, it comes in last, and in chronological order it does come in last. So definitely, this is the one that definitely is the last one that is previous to this movie right here. So yes, Return of the Jedi is another fantastic film from the original trilogy. Um, it may not be as good. Well, no, I'm gonna take that back. It is a very good film. I think the original trilogy is very much. They're all pretty much equal. They're all fantastic. They're all great, and I really do love each and every one of them. I love each Star Wars movie, to a certain extent, but especially these ones. They are very, very, very well done and very, very unique and interesting and a great way of storytelling. So, we kind of pick up right where we left off at the end of Empire Strikes Back. It's a year later after Empire Strikes Back, and it takes them a year for everybody to get back together and figure out this plan to get Han back. And so, and it's kind of crazy that it's going to take a year for that to happen. But yeah, moving on. It was an excellent start. We get to see them all come in kind of separately at Jabba's palace, and that was very fun and very, very an interesting way. And especially, it showed that Luke had his men inside, like he had Lando inside, and he put in C-3PO and R2-D2 in there on purpose, and that was smart, very, very smart, and it was very, very Jedi-ish, and very, kind of just a good tactic, in my opinion. And so then we get to see that fight, at the Sarlacc pit, and that is an awesome fight at the Great Pit of Carkoon, and it's an epic fight, just a really, really epic fight, I have to say, in my opinion, and I really do like it very much, and it's really action-packed, and it's the first time we kind of get to see Luke kind of actually kicking ass as a Jedi a little bit more, because we didn't really get to see him do that a whole lot in Empire Strikes Back. We saw him at the end, and we saw him being trained as a Jedi through the Force, but this is the first time we've kind of got our first taste of, a Jedi actually, kicking butt and taking names, and it is fantastically well done. And also in this movie, we get to meet Jabba the Hutt, because he wasn't in Star Wars. No, he wasn't there. And very, when Jabba's a very interesting, well, a very cool kind of character. And if you kind of seen the Clone Wars, you get a little bit more of you kind of get a little bit more screen time with the guy, and But moving on, in this movie we also get to see Vader's big boss, the Emperor, and that is awesome as well, because the plot of this movie is the Rebel Alliance has to take down a new Death Star, and then that's the reason why the Emperor comes, is because he is there to, make sure that this plan for the Death Star moves along and gets going pretty quickly, and make sure that the Death Star is safe and secure, and that the operation is, done, because he'll take care of business. If they're acting slow, little force lightning doesn't hurt anybody. But, yes, then, it's just very, very fun from there, and everything about this film is very fantastic, and I really do love, everything about it. The Ewoks, I've heard from a lot of people, are just, bleh, like horrible and everything, and the reason why they hate them is because they defeat the Empire so easy. And I feel, in my opinion, hear me out, guys. Yes, I understand the Empire is supposed to be this huge, huge force with these troops that have, metal, well, kind of, I don't know what, armor in a way, and they get beaten by little teddy bears with rocks and sticks and stuff. In a way, I feel like George Lucas did create a good idea. It may not have been executed the best, but it was an interesting idea that the little guys, we see the little guys, and that's kind of where we started off with the Rebel Alliance in Episode 4, is that they're the little guys, and they can't take on this huge, massive empire. We see that right in the beginning of Star Wars, that the Tantivine 4 is being chased down by a Star Destroyer. You know, there's no way that tiny ship can beat that. And that is something interesting I really like to, you know, kind of relate to, is that the Ewoks are kind of like the Rebel Alliance in Episode 4. There is no chance that they could have taken down the Empire, you know, but it happened. They formed together along with some new allies, which, you know, happened in Star Wars, you know, because Luke, Leia, and Han all came together, and Chewbacca as well, and they all came together and they stopped the Empire, you know, and blew up the first Death Star. And especially, it's also cool to see Lando return, because Lando was an awesome character, and Han is very forgiving of Lando. You know, you really don't see his anger lash out on him or anything. I would have maybe liked to see maybe a little something, maybe like a little deleted scene where they talk a little bit, you know, or maybe he's undercover or something. But, you know, I don't know. But like I said, it might have just been a little bit interesting to see. And yes, so moving on to probably the best part of the film, kind of towards the end, in my opinion, is the greatest confrontation, kind of maybe of the original trilogy, one of the most impactful parts of that trilogy, and it's that final fight with Luke and Vader. And, well, I'd say that, yeah, definitely, because I was going to say, you know, and then the stuff on the shield generator and the Death Star, but this is the huge one, this is the big one, because this is the redemption part here, because we all know, you know, yes, definitely they were going to get the Empire back, you know, they were going to stop the Empire, they were going to blow up the Death Star, but we didn't know what was going to happen to Luke. Was he going to kill Vader? Was he going to redeem him? What was he going to do? Was he going to become Vader? And who knows what he would have done. But that was a big thing, and we knew that the shield generator would come down, but we didn't know what would happen to Luke, you know, because there was, you know, it was hinted in Empire Strikes Back that he would become a bad guy, that he would take on the mantle of his father and become Vader. And, you know, we see this in this film, and we see that final confrontation, and it's like, okay, what's he gonna do? And we see the anger. We see the anger kind of in Luke. At the beginning of the fight, he's kind of passive. He's not so, you know, kind of filled with rage. But once Vader brings up Leia, Luke goes to town and just releases all of his rage and just goes crazy on Vader. And the Emperor, if he would not have stepped in, I'm sure he would have killed Vader, and that would have been, then he would have got his apprentice. But moving on, and, you know, well, not moving on, but I stay on task here a little bit, and it's very, very, you know, interesting thing, because this is a huge thing. This has been building up since episode 4, A New Hope, Star Wars, because we saw him kill Ben on, you know, on the Death Star, and we see, you know, we also see that his parents were killed. Well, aunt and uncle were killed by the Empire, as well. And also, if you kind of think about it in a way, his parents were also killed by the Empire. Padme and Anakin were both killed by the Empire. And in a way, it is very much cool and reminiscent of kind of everything that is to come. And it's a huge, epic, and climactic fight. This is the biggest one. You know, this is a big one. You know, well, in my, you know, it's up there with Anakin and Obi-Wan and everything up there, but definitely a huge thing. And this one is definitely probably the best fight from the original trilogy. But maybe, you know, and I'd say Empire Strikes Back and this one are the most meaningful fights, probably from this original trilogy and maybe from the Star Wars saga in general. But we finally get to see Vader. He redeems himself after Luke is being electrocuted. Vader's like, and he just picks up the Emperor and throws him down the reactor tube, and he gets electrocuted. His suit kind of shuts down because of all the electricity power going through and everything, and the suit shuts down. And so Luke then sees his father's face for the first time, and Anakin sees Luke's face for the first time, and it's a memorable thing when he dies. And then also towards the end of the film, he lights Vader up and does it like a ceremonial in a way. And then at the end, we get that big kind of money shot, all the group together. And that's it. That was the end of the film. And they destroyed the Death Star. They destroyed the shield generator. And it was awesome. Everything about this film was amazing. I think sometimes it was a little bit slow, in my opinion. But it was not that slow. But it really did pick up, you know, in my opinion. And it got going. And yes, the special editions, guys, we all know they're horrible. especially the song. I prefer both the song. I preferred the one in Jabba's Palace, and I preferred the Ninov song from the Ewoks. But yeah, guys, that's about it. So what would I give this rating? I would give this movie a 5 out of 5 wings. Definitely, it deserves it. Because they are very strong films. The original trilogy are very strong films. And some people say this is probably the weakest link, or Star Wars A New Hope is the weakest link. I don't think either of them are. I think they're both very well done and very good. Well, fantastic in my opinion. But yes, I figured out when I'm going to see this. I'm going to go see Star Wars The Force Awakens on Sunday night. So you will be seeing my pre-review, movie screening, and then you will also be seeing my after review screening when I get home, so I can get all set up here. And like I said, I'll be doing a spoiler and non-spoiler review. Probably the spoiler review I will probably record tomorrow on Sunday night, and I will put it up Monday morning, and I will put up the spoiler-free review on Sunday. But yeah, guys, that's about it. So yes, Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. Very fantastic film. Very good end to the saga until this one. So yeah, guys, that's about it for my Star Wars my reviews up to the Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and I will see you guys on Sunday and maybe tomorrow night, because I will be doing my Captain America Civil War video. So I'll see you guys later. Joey, we get out.